Hey modders, welcome back to ModifedRoll. Don't forget we're sponsored by D&D Dice. Check out the link to their website in our description, or head over to dndice.co.uk and use the code ModifedRoll for 10% off all purchases. In the last episode, the party managed to retrieve the sword that they had been sent to find, and, in doing so, slayed a lich of antiquity. As surprised as they were to overcome this foe so easily, they set off now on more mundane efforts to determine what has been stealing livestock from the valleys further in. We rejoin them now in episode 23 of season 2 of ModifedRoll. What's for lunch? And you're all well rested and ready for the day ahead. You can regain all hit points, spent spell slots, or other things that you might have spent.
I'll get my breath stuff back.
So with that said, you guys have travelled back into the valley. You were given directions and told about several of the farmers who had lost some of their animals, and you would have been directed to one who put in the request. So you know roughly where his farm is, and you can head there early in the morning, knowing full well that being a farmer, he's probably already been up for several hours. You arrive, obviously this being a farming area, the homes and the farms aren't particularly close together. Like, you'll travel for 15-20 minutes from seeing one to the next, and you arrive to see a homestead on a sprawling farming area over acres of land. And in the distance, I say in the distance, he's not miles away, but in one of the fields some distance away you can spot a man tilling one of the fields with a pair of oxen and a plough. I'm going to be honest, I don't know if that's what you do at this time of the... No, Joe, fuck it, no you wouldn't. It's fucking nearly harvest day. That wouldn't be happening. Scratch that. You see a man in one of the fields feeding some of his animals. In this case, it is a pen full of pigs that he is out giving the morning feed to. What would you guys like to do?
Ileana's... Wait, yeah. Let's just go and say hi. May as well.
Yeah, introduce ourselves.
We have no time to waste. We have parties to get to.
I agree, and Sinclair will walk towards the man.
Okay, are you just like walking up to the edge of the pen, or are you like planning to walk into the pen?
Oh, he'll walk to the edge of the pen.
Okay, yeah. To be fair, as you guys get close, obviously it's a relatively quiet morning other than the farmyard animals. You guys are clanking and clinking along in all of your armour and weaponry, so he hears you coming. And he turns and wipes his brow, finishes what he's doing with the animals, and walks over to the edge of the pen. He's like, "Morning, how can I help?"
Good morning. We have been directed to you by a request to the Temple of Palor.
You're here about missing animals then?
Yes, indeed.
Glad they sent someone so quick. I wasn't expecting to hear back for a couple of weeks.
Well, we like to work as speedily as we can.
I'm sure you're doing Lord's work out here. Right, well, what you need from me then to get started?
Well, I suppose, when did it happen? Where did it happen? How many sheep have gone missing?
Oh, that's a good question. I believe lost about 5-6 sheep so far. Up on the hills yonder, and he points just a bit further up to what would be the west, further up into the hills. Like, normally have them grazing out there. And over the course of the last couple of weeks, lost 5 to maybe 6 sheep. Bill down the road there, he's lost 5 or 6 of his as well over the course of the last... I think he lost some first, maybe 2 weeks. Me being closest to the city, I said I'd travel into the temple and let them know. So pretty much, he just sort of like runs his finger. Anywhere along there, there's been sheep going missing. We have seen some tracks for some animals, but they've been a bit odd. Don't think it were wolf. Also don't think it were bear.
Okay, well, what time of day are they going missing? You know?
Oh, couldn't tell you that. We tend to let them out in the morning, bring them back in at night, and sometime between then and then, sheep go missing.
What makes these prints so odd?
Well, you ever seen a wolf print?
Yes.
You ever seen a bear print?
Yes.
Yeah, don't look like them.
Oh. What does it look like?
Not like them. Look, I've been raised here in this valley. I seen wolf prints, occasionally seen bear prints, not seen what these prints look like.
How many toes does it have?
You see him like holding up his hand. 5 per foot.
Now you just need to find
Standard
a
number
5-toed
toes.
creature.
It's standard number.
So what makes it weird? You know that it looks weird. Can you draw it? Can you draw it for
He
us?
sort of like leans down into the dirt and he draws something sort of similar to a bear print, but different. I would say, yeah, I know. Right? He's a farmer. So it looks sort of like a bear print. The shape is like, it's just slightly different from the shape. I will say this much. Sinclair and Giliana can make nature checks. Twilight and Kazizel can do the same, but at disadvantage. Well, actually, no, tell a lie. Twilight, you spend a lot of time reading. You can make a straight-up intelligence check if you remember something about that looks like this from like an annotation in the book.
15 for Sinclair.
11 for Giliana.
4 for Kazizel.
22 for Twilight.
Giliana and Kazizel. It's not a bear print.
I think I know what it is.
Sinclair, you think it looks sort of leonine. Twilight, it's definitely leonine. These look like the paw prints of a lion, but a big lion.
I will relay that to the group. Fucking massive lion,
Oh,
guys.
we don't get lions around here much. In fact, never.
Well, these are lion prints.
I would agree with my friend here. These are definitely lion.
Lion. Cool.
You see him scratching his head. Well, like I say, not seen lion around here before, but then we've not seen whatever this creature is, so who knows?
Well, I think we can. We'll certainly have a look, see if we can find out where it's living. If we don't deal with it, someone will come and deal with it. We'll make sure of that. I promise.
Okay, no, I'll take your word for that. Well, if it's any help, last time I saw a print, it was, if you follow that path up there, follow the track right up to lead you to the field full of sheep, follow that round on the northern edge until you hit the far end with the stone wall, and about a couple hours walk maybe up into the further field. That was the last place I saw the prints. That wasn't Prince with a CE, that was Prince with a TS.
Let's have a look.
Oh, so
We're going
Let's
into
have a look
the
and see
sir.
Right, well, hopefully I'll be seeing you again. If you do get it, well, good luck to you.
Thank
Fair
you.
enough.
Good day. And he gives you a wave as you all head off and he heads back to tend to the pigs.
Oh, guys, I thought it was going to be an owl bear.
Oh, that would have been cool. I've seen them in books.
In the trailer for this scroll that's coming out.
Now, maybe it's like
no, if it's just a
maybe it's like a what are those things?
I mean, there's lots of like a sphinx. There's lots of magical creatures that have lion.
My God, if I threw a sphinx against you guys at this level, I'd be an asshole.
We just want a lich, although he was.
Well, to be fair, I think Twilight, since you rolled super fucking high on that, do you want to roll a history check? This time we'll do disadvantage because you're having to troll through like a lot of memories. Give me a history check at disadvantage.
Yeah, at disadvantage. Luckily, my history is pretty good. So that's a 16.
Okay, I'll say with a 16, like, you know there are like numerous like leonine creatures. You suspect, even if he hadn't drawn it quite so well, like, again, your business of what you saw his drawing in the dirt to be, with something with like large talons like there were in the imprint, if he hadn't drawn it quite clearly enough, it could have been a dragon of some form or some sort of reptilian creature, but you're pretty sure if he was accurate in a sketch, you would have been able to tell the difference from that. So leonine's probably a pretty good guess. It could be some form of lycanthrope. It could be something like a chimera or something similar, which has leonine legs, or like you say, it could be. It'd be really fucking weird if it was, but it could be a sphinx.
Oh yeah, that's where I was going with that. I was like, there's a lot of fantasy creatures with a lion base. Like, lions get around, I guess, but yeah, could be a chimera, could be just a really big ass fucking lion. You never know.
Ugh. Well, let's
No, we're not going to know if we don't have a look.
exactly.
I agree. Let's spread out and look for clues.
Going on a lion
Yeah.
hunt, we're gonna find a big one.
So you guys head off into the hills of the valley, walking past the farms. In the distance, you can see farmers out tending the fields. You walk past fields laden with barley and wheat crops, shining golden in the sunlight. You see fields full of herds of sheep and cows that are all being cared for and tended for by the farmers. And as you head further off into the hills, it becomes more sparse. These are the areas where they take the sheep and the other animals out to pasture, and they just sort of fucking stay there for the day. And it becomes quieter, and you're met with more of the sounds of nature and the smells of nature, like sheep shit. And you head further into the fields, and you eventually come to the field where the farmer told you that he'd last spotted some markings and footprints from this animal. And anyone who'd like to try and find any similar footprints can roll an investigation or survival check.
I'm going to roll survival.
That would be a 5.
13.
That is a unnatural 20 for survival.
Ooh, nice.
2.
Lucky for you guys, Kazisel spots it pretty quickly. Because you're able to pick up the trail, and at first, probably the reason the other guys actually missed it is because it's not just like a simple set of footprints initially. You spot the telltale signs of a scuffle, and as you investigate the area further, you find gouges in the earth and markings where blood has been sprayed over the ground and absorbed into the dirt and grass beneath. And you realize that this is probably where one of the sheep was attacked. You lead away from the area which indicates a scuffle taking place, and you eventually find a point where the prints become much clearer. You see the prints leading further north up into the hills of this valley, and you have a path that you could follow if you wish.
Guys, I think I've found some more prints over here. They're a bit more clearer.
Oh, I should also say as well, they weren't one to one, but farmer's pretty spot on. Looks pretty leaning, like a big lion.
They look fairly similar to the ones down there. Maybe we should follow these prints, maybe?
I think you're right, Cecil. Let's follow the lion.
Yeah, they look pretty similar.
Maybe there's a wardrobe around here somewhere as well.
Or a witch.
I thought you were a witch.
Or a lich.
Oh, we took on a lich.
You've already met
Oh, we took on a lich.
lich.
Maybe that's just
Oh my God, that is the name of the episode.
The lion. What's the stupid?
the live lich in the closet.
I know it's the thing I was thinking. I was like the lion, the witch, and the audacity of this bitch. So you guys are able to begin with, at least in the farmland area where the land is quite, it's at an angle, but it's flat. You're pretty easy able to follow the tracks as they head further up into the hills. But eventually, as you move further and further from the cared for farmland, you start getting into scree and more rocky areas. The footprints eventually vanish into what becomes hard stone. At this point, I'm going to say any of you, but probably Kazisel, you can roll another survival check to see if you can track it by other means.
16.
Would anyone like to tell you what, instead of having everyone roll, we're going to assume the other guys are assisting you, so you can roll with advantage.
17.
I mean, I was sort of going to give it to you with a 16. 17's fine. You've managed to track the tracks again. You've managed to follow the tracks right up to the point where it becomes very difficult to follow. Initially, you're able to follow essentially muddy footprints where this creature has walked from the fields onto the stone. You initially follow these footprints, and then eventually, even as they dry up and the mud falls away, with everyone's help, you're able to spot areas where scratches and gouge marks, which look unnatural, like a creature with large, strong claws, has raked over the stone. And even in some places where it appears to have marked its territory, like a bear or other creature would, where it's obviously leaned back onto its hind legs and scratched into the stone walls around you, where some of the stone erupts from the earth, standing 7-8 feet tall. You see claw marks right at the tips of these, or this creature's obviously marking its territory. And you're able to follow these signs until eventually the land sort of flattens out a little bit, becomes a bit more horizontal, and 400 or 500 yards ahead, you can just about make out the opening to a cave sort of recessed into the side of the hill. And you can tell the tracks are sort of heading towards that direction. What do you guys want to do?
Another cave.
Can we approach with caution?
Yeah. Why not, guys? I think we can. If it comes out, we run, or we kill it. They're the two options, so it doesn't matter. Let's just go for it.
Well, the temple said if we could take a piece of it back, we would get a slightly bigger reward.
True. Yeah, exactly.
So for reference, it was evidence of what it is, I believe. I don't think they were expecting... Oh, no, did it?
Yeah, evidence, which was basically like...
Wasn't it?
I just can't remember if I promised you if you killed it, they would give you more money, but essentially you would know that if the city has to raise a fund to kill it, it'll be more than what the temple will pay you.
We aren't into this for the money, are we? I thought we were doing it for like the...
Nah, let's just do it.
When?
Since...
Hey, we haven't got
yeah,
any
but
money.
but I thought...
Since we don't have money.
We did this other one, this one we need the lich one for the money, and then we were doing this for the to get us into heaven.
So you took this job, you accepted this job on first, and then you were offered a lot more fucking money to the lich one. You're like, oh, let's do both.
But I thought we were doing it for religious purposes, all right? I thought that the other one was to get, and then this one, the money was a perk. But we were doing it to get.
Look, I have 3 gold on me. I need money.
We'll go into the cave and see what happens, and then we can squabble.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I try and be moral one time, guys. I try and be moral one time, and you're all. This is apparently not the time. I can't win.
It's just when you said we're not in this for the money. Since
I thought that this was not for the money. I thought we were doing this for Paylor.
To be honest, I have never said I'm moral.
You're a cleric.
We took on jobs to get paid.
The bottom line is,
You're a gay cleric.
do you guys want to try and like?
Is that what you said?
Like morally grey. I mean,
Yeah, like a grey Jedi.
I mean, I think we've since discovered both apply.
Yeah, very true.
Are you guys approaching? Are you guys going to try and sneak? Are you all going to try and sneak up? In which case, just a reminder: one of you will be rolling a disadvantage.
I'll sneak.
Yeah, who's the sneakiest? Yeah,
it might be me. So let's give it a go.
It's definitely the rogue.
I can sneak as well.
Let me have this, okay?
Yeah, I'm at disadvantage at -1.
So, do you want to go ahead, or do you want Cecil to come with you? Because as I think we discovered before, Cecil isn't as good as you, but he's close.
If I had to put a number on, I have a +4.
I have a +9.
All right,
So
not as close as I remembered.
no,
Jesus.
I'm sneaky.
It's a rogue.
You really
They get
started.
fucking professional. They get expertise early on. So yeah. So if you want to sneak ahead on your own, first of all, just for what it's worth, roll a stealth check.
25.
Yeah, I was going to say if it's above 15. Yeah. As you sneak up, you are silent. You're able to spot the rocky areas where stepping would cause scree to fall, and you avoid them. On your way to the cave entrance, roll me a perception check.
19.
Okay, you begin to spot areas where there are rough edges to the rock, and you can spot bits of fur caught in them. Not just fur, but it looks like scale. Do you want to go over and investigate?
Yeah.
Okay, you get closer, and again, your stealth check still stands. I'm not going to make you stealth re-roll just to walk over to a rock. Roll an investigation check.
17.
Okay, it looks like the way a bear rubs its back against a tree, like Baloo in Jungle Book to scratch. It looks like whatever this creature has been using this not mottled, not the right word. It looks like it's been using this craggy outcropping to do something similar, to scratch the bits of its body that it can't reach. And obviously, bits have got stuck to it, and you're able to pick out bits of fur. There's a long, thick golden hairs in some of the places, and others have this tatty, white, matted mess of hair. And in others, there are large sections of what appears to be snake skin.
I'll grab
Do you
little
want to
bits of
continue?
each.
I was going to say, do you want to continue on to the opening of the cave, or do you want to take this back to the party?
Nah, fuck it. I'll go further in.
Okay. I also saw Sinclair shaking his head. He knows what this is. You
Yeah, sorry, that's me. Yeah, over the table doing that.
Yeah, I'm doing the same.
You're able to very easily get to the cave opening. Out here, obviously, there's nothing to spot you, and you've rolled very highly. Inside it is dark, but I believe you do have dark vision, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, so once you get closer, you're able to see inside, and you can see the cave. It goes relatively deep, far enough back, and with enough of an like a turn to it that you can't see all the way in. Make a perception check.
16.
Yeah, you hear breathing from 3 creatures. You're able to differentiate because they all sound distinct. One has a rumbling growl, one has a serpentine hiss, and the other has almost a bleating sound to it.
Oh, okay. I'll go back now.
Okay. You head back, you relay this information to the rest of the party, you show them the hair and scale, and everyone can make a nature check.
Yeah, just to help, guys, just to help your investigation. One sounded like, and one sounded like, and the other one sounded like,
That was pretty good. I quite like that. That was pretty good. I like that.
Hey, the sheep, yeah, the goat was good. I got an 18.
Okay.
oh shit,
19.
I got a 17.
was I meant to roll?
Yeah, anyone can roll, yeah.
For what? Intelligence? Nature?
Nature. You should not work out what this creature is.
10.
Okay, so it makes sense that Kiliana, you haven't worked this out because obviously you probably would have worked out on the walk back. The other 3 of you, this sounds very much like a chimera.
It's a chimera.
The 3 of you can explain to Kiliana if you like. So I don't think anyone rolled above a 20, did they? Yeah. So you know what a chimera is. You don't know like all of the details, but you know a chimera is a creature with multiple different, essentially a mismatch of other creatures. You know, it has the body and 4 legs and head of a lion, the head and rear legs of a goat, the head, wings, and rear tail of a dragon. These creatures are exceptionally dangerous, and they aren't normally found this close to civilization. What was the highest roll? 18? 19? Okay, with a 19, you would definitely know that this creature is not native to an area like this, and the fact that it's here, it's probably been driven here through desperation. You suspect something else may have forced it out of its territory.
Oh, shit.
Maybe we should go tell the city.
Yeah, with a 19, you would also know this is a way above your pay grade.
Yeah.
Hey, at least we've got something to take back to the city with the fur and the scales. You know,
Yeah.
we've got
I
something.
think this might be good for someone else.
Yeah. Great.
Oh, and as a side note, you guys would also know they only notice the tracks of the leaning creature because the hind legs of the goat just look like the footprints of a sheep.
Right, yeah, let's go back. Let's not camp here tonight. Let's actually just go home. And let all these lovely people know that
They have a friendly chimera on
I
their
was going to say,
doorstep.
do you plan on telling the farmers, or are you just going to head back to town?
no, for sure, we'll go and tell them to evacuate, leave their homes.
You know, you want to get out of here.
Yeah, don't go to that cave. babes.
All of you can make an intelligence check.
Oh,
I'm not good at
13.
intelligence. Natural 1.
Woof.
19.
3.
Okay, anyone with above 15 can sort of work out the populace here, as we say humans, but not all humans. The people here aren't at risk, while the chimera has an easy food source, i.e., the sheep.
So
It's not going to go rampaging in, destroying homesteads while there are still sheep here. So you would know they don't have to evacuate, but you probably do you want to warn them that they're going to lose more sheep until the city guard can come out? So their options are either try and pack up all their animals and leave, or wait for the city to send someone out to deal with it.
Yeah, let's go and tell them the bad news. Poor sheep. Or maybe we should take one back. Just one. Should we just save one?
And have it for dinner?
No. I'm a vegetarian now.
Since you met something higher in the food chain. You follow the tracks back, and you're quite easily able to make it back through the fields, back down to the farmstead. At this point, the farmer has... I'd probably say by this point it's probably lunchtime, so you probably have to head back to the farmstead to, knock on the door and meet the farmer. I'm assuming you would just do that.
Lunchtime? Oh, no.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, let's get this over with. Knock, knock.
You say that as you knock on the door. The farmer comes back. Oh, wasn't expecting to see you back so quick.
And then Gilliana is going to grab the man's hands.
Okay, right.
I'm so sorry.
For what?
Gonna hold her hand to her face. Just walk away. I can't. Someone else.
Do you want to come in and sit down? I can make you a cup of tea. Yorkshire Gold. Finest tea in the land.
Where's Yorkshire? I've never heard of that place.
Me neither. It's just a brand of tea.
I wonder what they named that after.
The Shire of
York. Yes, yeah. Anyone want to tell me what you found then?
I can't.
Let's just say it wasn't
It's not good.
It's above our pay grade.
There's a chimera, so your sheep are still going to go missing, but you're safe until your sheep run out, and then you're doomed. So we're going to go and tell the city, and they're hopefully going to send some help, hopefully. But don't try not to lose sleep, basically.
When you said it's a chimera, he opened his mouth to say something, then you kept talking, and his mouth just stayed open. And I was like, oh, right then.
Yeah, now make yourself a cup of Yorkshire Gold.
Yes, I think I could definitely do with a pot of Yorkshire Gold. Right. Oh, okay, right. I let the other farmers know, and suppose it's better the sheep than us. And if the city can take care of it, the only
It's okay. She's quite emotional. Don't worry. Don't worry.
But I suppose with something like this, the city will want to take care of it right quick. So we'll do our best, keep ourselves safe. I let the other people around here know. And, I thank you very much for looking into it. You can pass our compliments on to the temple for it being resolved so quick. And we'll hopefully see you back this way again.
You'll see us again, but the sheep won't see us again.
Try not to die, and then I'm going to...
Here, we eat them, right?
Oh, God. I'm going to grab Gilliana and start leading her away.
Yes, we'll get this scene to it. Sinclair, and he sort of waves like, goodbye, and he'll sort of start walking away, and that kind of, it's like, oh, what are we waiting here for? Let's go.
Safe travels. He sort of waves you off. Surprisingly chipper for someone who's just been told a chimera is living a few miles from his home.
This town is sick, full of sick individuals. with their Yorkshire, whatever the...
Yorkshire Gold.
Yorkshire Gold. How do they sleep?
I feel like I read about Yorkshire. He was an evil sorcerer.
Yeah, he sounds like an evil sorcerer.
Like that.
He sounds like an evil sorcerer. You know what? I'm not going to come back here anymore. I don't like it.
I was going to say, your options for not coming back here are to head east into the wastes, or...
It's fine. We'll just come back dressed as chimeras. Let's go back to the city.
So you managed to travel back in. At this point, it's, I think, 2 days travel back to the city. Uneventful. You're on main roads, you stick nearby the roads, and you're able to make it back without issue. Obviously, as mentioned before, the temple to Palor is situated outside of the city, sort of near some of the local fields, so you could call into there on the way into the city. I'm assuming that would be your first priority. Okay, as you arrive, I think it was Brother... Did I say Samuel was his name, I believe? Yes. You come inside to find Brother Samuel, just... by the time you got there, it's late morning. He's just taking care of the temple at this point. Going around, cleaning, taking care of the candles. Whenever you open the door, he turns and his face brightens to see you. He's like, Paladin Sinclair, have you returned from the heading into the valley? I believe you said you were going to check on the missing animals.
Yes, Samuel, very good to see you again. Yes, we have just returned from that, and there is unfortunate news with that. After carrying out our investigation, we have discovered there is a very dangerous creature living in the area. It is a chimera.
Oh dear, that is
We
shocking to say the
we
least.
intend to absolutely. That's why we didn't tackle it ourselves. We're going to report it to the town's guard.
Good. I would not have been able to live with myself had you risked your life against such a creature. Having sent you out there myself, I can, with this message with this job having been brought through the temple, I can forward on the information to the city myself. If you prefer, we can take it through the standard channels and hopefully have it resolved as quickly as possible.
If that makes it streamlines the process, absolutely yes, go through those channels.
Unfortunately to say, it will. If it comes through ourselves, it comes with a level of, I don't want to say importance, but word from the temple is taken much more seriously than traveling adventurers. If you have the evidence to hand, I can take that and log all of the information with the city itself, and we can have this resolved as soon as possible.
Yeah, so obviously Sinclair can't produce anything, but he does tell Samuel.
Well, Danny has all the hair. Danny has the hair and the scales and stuff.
Sorry, I'm grieving. She hands over the...
Oh, never mind. Scratch what I was
saying.
saying.
Samuel turns to you, puts his hand on your shoulder. I'm very sorry, my dear. Who have you lost?
It's too soon to talk about it. I'm so sorry.
He nods and closes his eyes, and he lifts his hand and performs a blessing of Paylor's. Like, may Paylor's light comfort you in these trying times. But Paladin Sinclair says you have evidence of the creature.
Oh, here you are. She'll hold out all the
I would assume that you guys would have taken the effort to twine together the hair of the goat, the hair of the lion, preserve the scales of the dragon. So he accepts all of this from you and takes it as a bundle.
Yeah, I've got little potion bottles, so we can put them all in there, just so it's all contained.
Yeah, I assume you guys are competent enough to do that I wouldn't have just go how have you stored them? No, you have it all stored, and he takes it. Fully work. You hand all these over. He inspects and goes, yes, I can see what you mean. And these were all discovered together?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. He gets a few more bits of information off you, sort of location, who you spoke to, the trail that you followed, because obviously the farmer didn't know this location exactly. And with all that information, he makes a few notes and he says, thank you ever so much. Paylor's blessing be upon you for investigating this for us. And he walks over to a side room, stores that for the moment, and comes back with a pouch and says, as promised, the reward for investigating. The city may require assistance in defeating this. Obviously, this is a dangerous creature. I would not assume that you would risk your lives to defeat it. With how dangerous it is, the city may mobilize the guard or some of the militia here to head out and take care of this, so adventurers may not even be required. But if you'd like, I can let you know if they come back to me with any information regarding that.
Yes, absolutely. It'd be good to still be in the know about what's going on.
Of course, I will make sure to send a note if I'm left with any more information.
Please do let us know how many sheep survive as well.
He kind of looks at you quizzically. I was like, I can ask the farmers to keep me updated. Of course, with this being a creature like this encroaching on the farmer's land, the city will, of course, reimburse them for the lost animals. So I'm sure they're not overly worried so long as their family and as long as they aren't being attacked and killed, they will survive and they will see through to another year, I'm sure.
I'm sure the sheep will also just die then. I shall walk off.
I mean, he wasn't laughing, I was. But he's kind of like looks at you like, and then he looks at Sinclair. Is like, is she okay? Like, it was.
She's mourning. Don't take it personally, Samuel.
Of course. But yes, I look forward to seeing you back here in 2 days for the Harvest Festival.
Indeed, Samuel. I look forward to it. I shall see you then, and by Palor's light, may it guide you.
And may it also guide you. And he gives all of you, like, he lays his hand and gives, like, the hand gesture for the blessing. And you all head back into the city. You have the contact information for Brinlow. You can send a message to him that I know that you were successful in your mission, if you like.
Yeah. Give us the money, Brinlow, or I'm keeping this sword.
You send off the message. I'm assuming you guys are going to go head back to the Emberhearth Gate Inn to wait for him to contact you. And yes, Pete, I got the name right this time.
Could I write the message that goes, "Dear Brinlow, holding your sword hostage, will return when money is paid. Kind regards." Then cross out kind and put regards.
I mean, that kind of is the point of this, but yes, you could write that if you like.
Regards. Wait, who should I say it's from?
You.
Me? I wanted
you guys.
I wanted this to be a group thing. Yeah, but I don't want to write everyone's name down.
We still don't have a group name. Oh my god, we need one.
We need one now.
Oh god.
Okay, what relates to us that is snappy and cool?
Oh, okay, I'll just put I'll put S K
S.
God, why do we all start with all of our names? We have no vowels in this group name. Did you know that?
I mean, we use
Oh,
Arda
shit,
for short
yeah.
for you. That could be an A.
Thank you, Twilight.
Scat? Are you really going to go with scat?
No.
Cats? Maybe cats?
Stack.
Signs.
Fat stack.
Signs the
Cast?
the
Kast.
yes, yeah. I was going to say signs the famous Broadway performance Cats.
Cats. Let's put cats. Kats. But with a little, with a
Paw
dot
print.
in.
Or we could just be stacked because we want a fat stack back.
Oh god.
From the Fat Stack squad.
Not the fat stack.
Anyway,
Oh.
but I haven't written that out. I've crossed out all the other attempts at the names and put Fat Stack
So it's
squad.
got
Oh,
it's
yeah.
got stat. It's got cats. It's got scat. It's got tax.
It's got the one with G in STG.
Yeah. They've all got one line through them, but scat is like fully scribbled out.
Yeah, it has. It needs work. I don't think we should stick with that. I don't like it.
We'll work
Yeah.
on it another time. Yeah,
We've got time to
Yeah,
figure
exactly.
something out.
So you arrange a messenger and you send this super fucking clear message to Lord Brinlow, and it is not long. You spend the rest of that time. You're back at the inn. You leave off all of your equipment back in your rooms that are still paid up, and you probably have a drink and some food now that you're back and begin relaxing and talking over the last couple of days. And over the course of the next hour or two, people come and go from the tavern. Some people come in and they're quite interested in what you're talking about. Adventurers aren't uncommon in Cairn, but there's still like enough of an interest that some people will come in and they'll ask to join your table and listen to your stories, and they'll they will show genuine interest and shock as you regale them with what's happened. But eventually the door opens and Lord Brinlow steps inside. And as he sees you, all his face lights up and he, rushes over to the table. Well, that's it for another episode. Thanks for sticking with us. As usual, I'd like to thank Lixie B and Jeff for the wonderful logo and character art they created for us, the Stormweather Shanty Choir for letting us use their song Drunken Sailor as our theme tune, D&D Dice for sponsoring us, and all of our wonderful Patreon supporters who have been helping us out. So unfortunately we don't have a recommended podcast this week, as I just haven't had a chance to pick up anything new. But we did just come back from Dragonmeet last weekend, and once again we had a phenomenal time as part of the Podcastzone, and just here I want to shout out a very big thank you to both Miramanga and Fiona of the What Am I Rolling podcast, who have done a phenomenal job this year of organising the Podcastzone. And it's always fantastic to see all of the other podcasters there. It was an absolute joy getting to meet a few of them for the first time and getting to meet our listeners. You know, we don't have many who are in the UK and able to make it to Dragonmeet, so it is always just really nice to get to see them in person. So I'm just going to specifically shout out Ra Atten in our Discord. Thank you so much for coming to see us, introducing yourself, and coming to watch Dungeons & Dragons the Panto. That's right, at Dragonmeet this year, some of the podcasts were allowed to do live recordings, and we of course jumped at the opportunity, so myself, Danny and Maddie put on a live show alongside Chamonix and Emily of the RP Geeks podcast, and we did Dungeons & Dragons the Panto. It was such good fun. The audience seemed to enjoy it, everyone was laughing, and it just was such a good time. We packed out the room. In fact, Richard of the D20 Future Show had to go and steal us more chairs because so many people were coming in to watch. So it was an absolutely phenomenal experience. I feel so lucky that we were able to do it, and I really hope we get the opportunity to do so again. That said, we were also even luckier in that the guys who organised Dragonmeet and these live recordings for us had brought in assistants to record everything. So when we turned up, we had this amazing recording set up for video and audio, and we will be releasing this as a bonus podcast episode, hopefully in the coming weeks. I've already gone through half of it to edit the audio because I just couldn't contain myself. We're just waiting on the video to be sent over, and once we get that, we'll edit up a second version for YouTube. So keep your eyes out for that. And just one final announcement, I think I mentioned it at the end of the previous episode, but from our next recording, which we should hopefully be doing this month, I hope, we will be including the names of all of our Patreon and Ko-fi supporters. So if you are a current or ongoing supporter for our Patreon, or if you ever drop in and drop us a Ko-fi, we'll be using your name, or a suggested name if you leave one, in the podcast for NPCs. But that's it for this week. Thanks very much for sticking with us, and we'll see you soon.